So hopefully they'll catch up, but we don't know when. So just make sure that you guarantee by using our website, your account in our system, so you can register there, okay? Look at it. Let me see.
Okay. We're in the top of the hour, so I'm going to get going with you guys. So welcome, happy Monday. I hope you're all safe and rested, hopefully, from the weekend, but only you know that. So this is Judith, welcome. It's a 45-minute yoga fusion class. We will be using the chair for balance when we stand, or we can sit in the chair and make movements there as well. So if you happen to have a yoga mat, that'd be great, a sticky mat to put your chair on. But if you don't, you want to make sure it's not going to give way. You might want to put the back legs of the wall of the chair up against where the wall meets the baseboard or the floor. Or you could press against a piece of heavy furniture that's not going to move. You don't want anything to give way on you. So that's just a little footnote there, a safety note. So whatever's being, I'll repeat it again, whatever's being offered this morning, if it doesn't agree with your body for whatever reason, you can modify, you can do another posture, you can skip it altogether. So you only know how your body feels like. So respect it, and we should all be feeling a lot more open when we finish. So let's start with the legs about shoulder distance apart. You're going to start circling the hips. Inhaling forward, exhaling, squeezing navel to spine when you round in the back. So finding that fluidity in the hips as best you can, breathing. Now, we're producing synovial fluid here as we move the joint, and that doesn't happen till you move the joint. So this might be a good move when you get up in the morning, maybe, and then corkscrewing back to center. Let's circle the hips in the opposite direction. Big full breaths. Remembering to squeeze the navel to the spine as you round in the back. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's corkscrew back to center. Let's move up the body to the shoulders, rolling the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. We tend to default into a slumping position or posture as we have computers and steering wheels and shopping carts, and we all get all slumped over. So think about drawing the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. You're sliding those those shoulder blades down the back of the body. We'll do a few more in this direction, and then you're going to circle it in the other direction. Again, here we're producing synovial fluid in the shoulder girdle. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shake out the arms. Give it a little fluidity in the arms. Soft knees for this one. Inhale, soft knees. Arms stretch up to sky. Exhale, press the arms down by the side of the body. Inhale up. Exhale, press. Lifting and pressing. Lifting and pressing. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Let's relift the arms up to the sky. You're going to keep the chest square to the front of your screen or your space. We're climbing our invisible rope, our invisible ladder here. So here the chest stays square to the front of your space. And we're giving a nice tug to the intercostal muscles that attach to the side ribs here. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then bringing it down very slowly. Shake out the arms, shake out the hands. Let's go ahead and relift the arms. It frames the head, all right? Now we're going to twist to the right. Come back to center. Turn to the left. So you're twisting your optimum twist, right? Back to center. Exhale, going to the left. Let's do 8. Arms are in cactus pose. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's stay right here. Now the forearms meet together. Exhale, coming together. A little bit of a rounding of a spine, not too much. Exhale, open. Inhale, slight closing. Inhale, open. Maybe it's a baby back bend as you open those arms to the sky. Inhale and open. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep it open. Let's pulse this open. 3 breaths here. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, throw the arms back behind you. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms behind. Last one. Very nice. Shake out the arms. Very good. Now, the feet rather, and the toes are pointing forward. They're hip distance apart. So hip distance is where that femur plugs into the pelvic girdle. So this isn't hip distance. This is more accurately hip distance. All right. So hands can rest on hip crease or waist. We're going to keep the feet flat. We're going to do little baby squats here. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Let's do 8 or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7. Torso stays upright. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Straighten those legs. Now, if you want to be near your chair, wall, or piece of furniture, here's an opportunity. The standing leg will be, well, no, we're going to do both legs and feet. So let's lift the right heel. Spread the 5 toes nice and wide. Press the right heel down. Lift the left heel. Spread the toes nice and wide. Place that heel down. So now you're shifting the weight side to side. You may not need the support of your chair or wall or piece of furniture, but you're pumping fresh blood, chi, life force into the feet and the toes for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might want to stay right here at this speed, at this pace. You want to double time the heels. Imagine you're bicycle pedaling those heels, moving that bike up the mountain here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might want to stay here, but maybe you want to segue into a baby march. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg, moving forward as you march for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep marching if you're marching. Now what we'll do with the legs here is we're going to go out, out, in, out, out, in. All right? So here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Little baby march. Slowly coming down to stillness. Very gradually. Not abruptly stop if you can avoid it. And now the feet are still directly under the hips. We're going to start bouncing the heels. So if you can lift the heels up off of the floor or the mat, maybe a 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. Here again, we're strengthening the feet and the ankles, the Achilles tendons. for 8. Maybe move in any way that feels good. 7, 6, 5. Keep bouncing with the heels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then slowly, slowly bringing it down to stillness. Very gradually. Nice. Now we'll take the legs nice and wide. Toes point out 30 to 45 degrees. If you're using a mat, make sure both feet are on your sticky mat. And we'll do the same thing here. Hands on hip crease or waist. Knees track over toes. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's pause here for just a breath or two. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs slowly. Heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. Very nice. And now we're going to take our chairs. I'm going to take my chair back here, and I'm going to use my right hand on the back of the chair seat for support. So I'm not going to mirror you for this. Right hand on back of chair. Right leg goes forward into a baby lunge, coming back. So it's forward and back, forward and back. We'll do 4 at your own pace. 3, 2, 1. Let's go forward and stay forward this time. Little pulses here. Make sure the feet are wide enough, you feel stable. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We straighten the leg. This back foot now torques out about 5 degrees, not too much. Your pelvis, however, is going to be straight with the narrow end of the mat. So nice big inhale, arms come up. You're going to tilt forward, putting some weight in that right leg, the right thigh. This is warrior 1 in yoga for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. Exhale, one arm comes back, comes forward, other arm, exhale, goes back and forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Arms come out to the front. Now they float down. You're going to take the left foot back to meet the right and shake out the feet and the legs. Let's do the other side. Now it's the left leg will be the stable leg. The right leg will be moving. I've got my hand on the back of the chair seat here. So it's forward and back, lunging and back. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go forward one more time. Staying right here. Little pulses here. 8, knee stacks over heel. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-straighten the legs. The back left foot torques out about 5 degrees. And now the pelvis is going to be square to the front end of your mat. So you're going to press your weight into that right leg. One arm comes forward. Maybe the second arm comes forward for 8, 7, 6, or as many as you can manage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. Exhale, one arm back, bring it forward. Exhale, other arm goes back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly float the arms down. Left foot meets the right. Shake out the feet and the legs. Hope that worked out well for you guys. Now let's try this one. I'm going to put my back to you so you can see what we're doing. I'm placing my hands on the back of the chair seat. And then from here, I'm going to take the left foot and I'm going to touch back and to the side, touch back and to the side. Let's just do 4, 3, 2, 1. Return over to that right side with the left foot. Lift the left heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press the heel into the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Left foot meets the right. Let's shake out the feet and the legs. Now it's the right foot going to the side. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Little curtsies, okay? For 8, 7, or as many as you can manage. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the right foot goes back to the left now. Lift the right heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Lifting and pressing for 8, 7, or as many as you can manage. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back, right foot meets the left. Shake out the feet and the legs. And let's take the chair. I'm going to face the chair seat this time. I should have indicated also no wheels on the chair and preferably no arms on the chair. So you have to work with what's available at home. So here we're in a right angle with the body. So you're not letting the head drop or dangle. Crown of head still lines up with tailbone. You're going to step back a bit, however it feels comfortable. And then slowly start folding forward, stretching the arms on the chair seat here as you're trying to get the chest close to the tops of the thighs. This is a standing cat-cow. It's a standing downward facing dog as well. You're stretching out the back of the body for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. So we're stretching the spine, coming up slowly out of this position. Maybe the feet need to be readjusted. We'll do some cat-cow here. So you're going to bend the knees, drop the belly, spread the sits bones wide. Inhale on that. Exhale, arch and squeeze, navel to spine, rounding the spine like a Halloween cat. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch and squeeze. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, arch and squeeze. Let's do 8 or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly, slowly coming out of it, rising up, stacking the bones, rolling the shoulders, opening the chest. Very nice. And now from here, feet can be directly under the hips. And if you want to add weights for this one, it's an option. Only you can decide, but they're strictly optional. If you're not using weights, a soft fist is fine. We're going to shrug and drop. Shrug and drop for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then just letting that release, letting it go. I'm switching weights here due to my bum shoulder. So now you've got no weight or one weight in each hand. The palms face the thighs. And you could conceivably do this sitting in a chair if you can't stand for very long. So just bear that in mind. So let's just start on the right. Exhale, only up to shoulder height. Inhale. Other side. Exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And maybe you want to keep alternating, or maybe you want to do the two together. And here again, I don't think anything heavier than 2 pounds is good for this class. So the maximum of 2 pounds. If you're using weights, exhale up, inhale down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relift. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly drop it down. Don't let it just collapse. Shake everything out. No weight, one weight, or 2 weights in the 2 hands together. I'm making a little circular motion now with the arms. See if you can keep everything else still except the arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center. Take a breath here in the center. Circling the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bringing it down and clasping the fingertips. And by the way, we do not go onto the earth for this class. So if you were having anxiety about that, you can get rid of it. We're not doing that in this class, okay? So if you want to have your extra props available, should you have them and want to use them, wonderful. If not, you'll be fine without them. So approaching your chair, you want to sit, place that bum closer to the front of the chair seat than the back of the chair seat, okay? And you might want to pull flesh away from sits bones so you get a nice stable connection to the chair seat. So from here, let's keep the legs and the feet in parallel, the toes point forward. We're going to externally rotate the feet, come back to neutral, internally rotate the feet and the legs. So we're getting a lot of movement here in the hip. So it's exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's bounce the feet and the legs. Let's do this for 30 seconds. See how vigorous you can make it for 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly, slowly bring it down to stillness. That should have gotten some leg blood pumping in there. Now we're going to lift right heel, bring it down, left heel, bring it down. See how it feels different from sitting as you do from standing. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then slowly bringing that to stillness. Let's take soft fists now. Everybody gets to make a soft fist. You're going to place it on the inside of the thighs, the soft part of the thighs. Again, the legs and feet are in parallel. So with this one, this is an isometric press. You're going to use the hands to push the legs apart. However, the legs are going to resist by pushing the hands inside. So you're going to be having this tension going on in the legs and the arms. I've got my upper arms glued to the ribs, the side ribs. That gives me leverage with the legs here, okay? We're going to do it to a count of 8. One big full breath. Inhale in. And you're going to start pushing and pulling for 8, 7, isometric press, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Ooh, shake it out. And then we take the outside of the legs. The hands can be flat here. The hands are going to try to push the legs together. The legs are going to say, no, 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 we're going to pushing you away. So here again, it's an isometric press, sitting nice and tall. Crown of head still lines up with tailbone. Don't forget your perfect posture. So then for the count of 8, inhale, push and pull for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Shake out the hands and the legs. Now, should you have a block, or you could even use a small cushion for this, you can place it between the thighs. Avoid the knee joint. Make sure it's in that soft part of the thigh. Then we're going to take the arms, interlace the fingers behind the back of the head. We're going to tilt to the right, coming back to center, tilting to the left. Meanwhile, you're squeezing those thighs together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Keep squeezing those legs together. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nice and slow. 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, squeeze those thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back and folding the arms, removing the block if you were using one. And just remember that you can get a copy of this class for free. You have to send an email to us. It's in the chat. We can discuss this after class. But don't forget that you can get a free copy of the class. And if you have United Healthcare, you can probably get all of our classes for free. So, and Silver Sneakers is also part of the mix. So we can talk about that at the end. So don't forget, all right? So from here, if you have a strap, fine. If you don't, you're going to grab the backs of your thigh and maybe the calf of the leg here as you inhale and exhale, bending the leg, all right? So I'm going to use a strap. I'm looping it around the ball of the left foot. You can even out the strap ends. I like to keep the strap on the inside of the leg. And sitting as tall as is available, you're going to bend that left knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bringing the leg down, unwinding the strap if you were using it. Let's go to the other leg, right leg. And don't forget, you can grab back of thigh and maybe assist on the calf as well, but avoid the knee joint, please. The knees get very crabby as we age, so we want to be very kind to our knees. And let's go ahead and I'm going to use the strap, drawing that right knee in. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly rebending, removing the strap, foot comes down to earth. Maybe you want to bounce the legs a bit. I'm going to return using weights. You don't have to. No weight or one weight in each hand. The palms are going to face down on the thighs. Legs are in parallel. We'll start on the right. Exhale, inhale, move to the left. Exhale, inhale. For 8, 7, 6, sitting tall. 5, squeeze the abs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back, sitting tall in the center. Let's stay on the right side this time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Maybe bounce the legs. Shake out any bubbles that might have crept in somewhere or other. Let's do the left. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. I'm going to get rid of my weights for this next part. So here again, the legs are in parallel. And you might want to hold the chair seat, but maybe you want to just stack the palms over the heart center. You can decide. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And then shaking everything out. Nice and easy. Let's take the legs a little bit wider now. Now, again, you might want to scoot a little bit closer to the front of the chair seat than the back. Make sure you're fully supported. This is working on spinal flexibility. So here you're going to think about your spine, and it's a whip-like motion. And you're going to lead with the chin as we go forward. Exhaling, going forward, rounding the spine, tucking the chin, inhaling as you come back up. Exhaling forward, inhaling, tucking the chin as you roll up. So focusing all your attention on the spine, all the vertebra in the spine, all the spongy discs in the vertebra. Let's do 2 more in this way. Exhaling and inhaling, exhaling and inhaling. Back to neutral. Maybe take a breath or 2, an LSD breath, long, slow, and deep right here. Now let's reverse what we just did. You're going to tuck the chin. Inhale, tuck the chin. Exhale, going forward. Inhale, tuck the chin. Exhale, going forward. Again, thinking about the flexibility of the spine. Where your attention goes, the energy flows. So few more just like this. Let's just do 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice. And then coming back to center, maybe a few nice LSD breaths here. Inhale up, exhale, press. Inhale up, exhale, press. Last one, inhale up, exhale, press. Let's extend the arms out to the side here. Now you're going to isolate the rib cage. You're going to slide it to the right. Everything else is still. Come back to center. Slide it to the left. It may not be a huge movement. You're not going to force it or jam it. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Again, only the rib cage. Exhale, human teeter-totter. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So the arms are fixed. It's not the arms moving. It's just the ribs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly lowering the arms down, shake everything out. Very nice. Let's go ahead and just do some chopping wood. So the legs come nice and wide here. You're going to interlace the fingers, your supplicant movement here. The arms will be straight. Inhale up. Exhale as you take the arms through the legs as though you're chopping wood. Inhale and exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly shaking everything out. Let's heel toe the feet together. I'm going to grab a block, but if you don't have one, don't panic. All right. So I'm placing that there just so it's there if I need it. Right ankle crosses over top of left thigh. Right ankle crosses over top of left thigh. The top right foot is flexed. Taking your right hand, pulsing into the soft part of this right thigh, not the knee joint. Avoid the knee joint, sitting tall. Just a few pulses here, working on pumping more synovial fluid into the hip. And then bringing that to stillness. Right forearm slips under the calf. The other hand could grab the foot. And now you're rocking your baby here. And it could be side to side, or it could be circling that knee, if that feels appropriate. If you decide to circle, be sure you circle in both directions. Nice and gentle. And then replacing that same ankle on top of the left thigh, the right foot will stay flexed. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, stretching over, over, over. Maybe your hands get to the mat. Mine doesn't. Mine don't. Now maybe you'll go to the block. But maybe you can't get there either. Maybe you want to grab opposite elbows, and that's perfectly fine. So this top right foot is flexed. Now you're going to also externally rotate that foot. You should feel it immediately in the outer right hip. So here is the static press, or maybe little micro movements here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Floating it upright. Triple slow time. Right hand on right knee. Circle that whole package of leg here. Breathing out any air bubbles or any other stuff that might have crept in there that you don't want to be there. And then putting the foot down. Let's take left ankle on top of right thigh. Left ankle on top of right thigh. And then from here, you're going to take the left hand and start pulsing on the soft part of the left thigh. You're sitting tall, getting some synovial fluid into this left side of the pelvic girdle. Nice and gentle. No bashing of legs here, all right? And then bringing that to stillness, the left forearm slips under the left calf. You're going to rock side to side with their baby, the twin. You might even want to name your babies. You can decide. Circle the knee. And then if you're circling, you're going to circle in the other direction. Even everything out. And then you're going to replace that left ankle on top of right thigh. You're sitting tall, arms float up, inhale up, exhale over. This may be a different experience on this side. My fingers still don't get to the earth. I could rest them on the block, or I can grab opposite elbows. Now the top left foot is flexed. Now you're going to also externally rotate that left foot. And now it's either a static press or maybe little micro movements here, side to side for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center, slowly rising up. Left hand on left knee. Circle that leg and foot. Getting out any debris in the hip that you don't want to be there. Let's circle it the other way. Nice and easy. And then one last move here. We'll do some standing and sitting, standing and sitting. Stack hands over heart, one on top of the other. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Modify as you need for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then sitting all the way into the back of your chair seat. Hands can come down by the side of the body. Inhale, big breath up. Exhale, press the air down by the side of the body. Inhale up. Exhale, press. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Shake everything out. Making any final movements you'd like to make before you move to Shavasana. We're going to do resting pose, Shavasana in the chair. Feet and legs are, the feet are flat, they're in parallel. Hands could be either down on the thighs for stability and grounding, or the palms could face up for receiving. So you can decide what works for you. And then once you've organized the arms and the legs, just think about a long spine, rising up to the sky, the crown of the head rising up to sky. And then allowing the eyes to drop closed. Scanning the body for any residual tension that might remain. And then imagining a hot tub, we're placing our feet in the hot tub. And that moves into the feet, the ankles, the low legs, the knees, the thighs. It's like this warmth moving up the body. From there, it moves into the hips and pelvis, into the waist, into the torso, enveloping all the ribs, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the spleen, the pancreas, all those vital organs marinating in delicious relaxation. And then it moves into the chest and shoulders. And then it rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips. The warmth envelops the neck and the throat. And then it moves into the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, the face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together now. The whole body together. The whole body together. And while we rest in Shavasana, here's a brief poem from Mary Oliver entitled The Sweetness of Dogs. What do you say, Percy? I'm thinking of sitting out on the sand to watch the moon rise. It's full tonight. So we go. And the moon rises, so beautiful, it makes me shudder. Makes me think about time and space. Makes me take measure of myself. One iota, pondering heaven. Thus we sit, myself, thinking how grateful I am for the moon's perfect beauty, and also, oh, how rich it is to love the world. Percy, meanwhile, leans against me and gazes up into my face, as though I were just as wonderful as the perfect moon. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And as you are ready, just floating those arms up one more time overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May you know peace. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.